are we creating right now?
We are certainly creating something. What are we creating?
I don't know. It's very fluid and watery.
It's us in a boat.
Yes. Wouldn't it be great if everyone could just take meetings
Oh my god.
on a paddle boat? Or on a scooter?
On a scooter.
Or
anywhere else outside the office.
Or doing a cold plunge in a little creek or something.
Yeah, yeah.
We've done all of those things.
We've done all those things. But what if, just as a thought, what if you could create in so many more ways than you thought?
Yep. That's what I'm saying. That's why I think it's fine to be on Zoom and to sit across from someone with your laptop and blah blah blah. Like, that's fine. But like, what other ideas might come up if you're like outside?
I don't know, for me it's all my ideas.
For real.
So much better outside.
Yep. I don't know. Anytime, especially people who've like created their own businesses or their projects or whatever, and they're thinking they have to do it a certain way, like, oh, I have to like set up a Zoom meeting for this, but like the person might be within your town or city. I'm like, why can't you just like get together and have an adventure? It's so much more fun. So much more fun. That's why I like when we get to do that stuff, because it feels like anything that we're creating then it gets an added kind of boost to it. Like, more ideas come through.
Well, and honestly, just because we're in a space that allows us to be able to create, which is obviously not going to be in the office for me. Right? It's going to be with my little kid vibe, with my weird hat on.
Yes.
Making bloopers in this boat on a tiny pond.
You know. If we were to conduct a meeting right now, what would we be chatting about or ideating about? Do you think? What are you getting inspired by right now?
I'm getting inspired by the idea of how we create Game Changers.
Fuck yeah, dude. That was not the traditional.
That was not the traditional format by any means.
No.
Totally outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
We had been creating for maybe like 4 or 5 months. 4 months? Somewhere in there.
Yeah. And it was mainly focused on a few other things that weren't Game Changer related.
No, definitely not.
But also kind of setting the foundation for it.
Definitely.
Have y'all had that happen where you're like working on something and then you realize like months later you're like, oh shit, that helped me get to the next thing.
Which was the dot for this thing.
Yeah.
I circled it back. Yeah, we had been just vibing with how do we create out of the norm? How do we create within ourselves that isn't normal? What would be considered the normal, maybe? You know, everybody has different perspectives.
Yeah, that's true. What is normal? But yeah.
And I came to you and I was like, I don't know, I have this idea. That's how we've been creating Game Changers, which is how do we all create in our natural space?
Yeah.
In our natural self-led space, what does that look like? Outside of parameters that might not work for us, outside of all those perspectives, and also how do we bring it back to a home base where we're creating to continue with excitement, right?
Yeah.
To where we can actually keep creative flow going.
Yes. Because I feel like those, like, yeah, when we first started, I know I had to like look at my own kind of like things that I bought into or thought like this is how I create, and then I was like, wait, that was just told to me. That was just programmed into me based on like school or society says this is whatever. And then the more we dug into Quantum Game Changers, I was like, oh, that's actually not how I naturally create.
Yeah.
So we've been like playing with that for like a hot minute now of like, what does that actually look like for you individually, for me individually, and then for us as we're co-creating, and then building Quantum Game Changers from
building
there.
Together.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing for me is like, I want to be able to co-create and build with you. And my first questions were like, how do I do that in a way that's going to work for both of us? Because I've been in lots of structural type spaces or programming type spaces where I've tried to co-create, and either one or the other of us like really weren't our true selves, so it didn't work.
Yeah, and I've definitely, and we've had honest conversations about this with my people pleaser part that has come up in the past when I'm creating with people, even when I'm like doing the role that I choose to do and I love to do with like intuitive creation partnership. But I'll sometimes get into this mode where I'll like people please, and then I'm just floating into what they are good at, or what their natural blueprint is, what their internal compass is saying, and I'm not listening to mine. So with you, it was very intentional, where I was like, I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to like be very honest.
Absolutely.
With Z. And so like, if there's a way that she's thriving with the way we're creating, but for some reason it's not for me right now, I'm just going to tell her and trust that we're going to find some sort of middle ground. Oh my God.
We have friends.
Hello, friends.
But yeah, anyways, and to me that has been so helpful to practice that with you, but then I do it with other people too, friends and stuff like that, where it's, yeah, just this built trust. And it's trusting my own self and my own internal compass, but then trusting you that you're going to honor wherever I'm at.
Absolutely.
And then you're
vice versa.
Yeah.
I think that was the biggest thing for that too, is like, no, I want you to be entirely yourself in a space. Like we're not catering to each other. We are building with each other, and that blueprint that is our own blueprint is significant to allowing us to do that.
Yes. Which is like huge then for the vault that we've created within.
Yep.
Well, mainly it's your brainchild, but I've been like assisting and helping
Absolutely.
With things, but like that is the like basis of what that vault is, and I'm so glad that we've lived it and walked it and deeply with each other and with our own selves, because then when we've put that out into the world, it's not like, okay, in theory this is how it works, like a blueprint works. It's like, no, we've walked it in a lot of ways.
In so many ways. It has taken us quite some time because we picked everything apart and dove into it in our own internal blueprint. And then having to express it with each other and be in those spaces, because honestly, like, we've had some times where it has knocked us out for weeks.
Let's be real.
Let's get real.
Let's be real. If you've been into the void, or you've been just knocked down, where you're just like examining things and be like, why am I feeling like I'm gonna die right now? Yep. Deconstruction, building yourself anew. But really it's like the you that's always been in there, I feel like that's just you're allowing to come out more fully. So the body, at least my body, will get very dramatic and translate it as death. And maybe it is in a certain way, but like really it's more of me coming out, and my body's just having to get used to it for a hot second.
Yeah.
We're gonna hit the side.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe we should. Hold on 1 second. But yeah, when it comes to the creation of the vault, but also like embodying it and working with it, like, is there a specific field that you feel like lately maybe has been really impactful for you?
Well, I want to say, like, first off and foremost, while diving into the vault, this is all about your entire body system, right? All of your internal networking, your nervous system, how it interplays with your reality, all the information that you've already learned from, you know, spirituality, therapy, any other aspect you've been working through, and how that actually lands in your physical body. So I want to say, like, the questions that, you know, I want to, it's a good one. Over the last maybe like 3 weeks or so that like hit the tick marks for these fields would be like, oh, this is coming up again. I thought I did this.
Yeah.
I thought I embodied it. Uh-oh, something's going on.
Yep.
And for me, I think I hit the facing field a few times to be like, okay, what is my body doing with this?
Yeah.
And really with these fields, it's a really simple breakdown of how your physical body is working in those spaces.
Yeah.
moment to moment, very easeful. This is not a pushing space. It's just, this is what's up in my body's awareness. What is my body doing with this? How do I create safety within my nervous system? Because that's the only thing that the body's going to go back to.
Yep. And it will go back to the old kind of maybe stuff that I don't want to personally keep repeating if you don't create new kind of ways.
Right.
Which there's so much pausing in the vault, which I really appreciate. At first I was like, are we overdoing it? Are we putting in too many? No. Pausing is so necessary, because then, at least for me, if I just am like this, then this, then this, then I'm not really like allowing my body to catch up to live it.
Totally.
It just feels like I am thinking about it and that's it. So the pauses are...
It's to allow the body to catch up.
Yeah.
To like the information coming in. I think that's a big one that I also worked moving through this was, okay, I feel like I know the information. I've been doing this for a long time. My body's like,
yeah, for real.
And the potties. The potty pauses. The pauses bring it into a present space. They bring it into presence and they give your body the time to catch up. So per se, if something is popping up and I'm like, oh, I've worked this a billion times, I'm not gonna like also tell my body that, oh, I've worked it a billion times and it's done, because it's obviously coming out. My body is doing a thing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go in and sit with it, face it for a minute, work some of the really awesome little quest games that we have going in there that actually bring it into your reality, so your body can understand that it's not something that I'm constantly on repeat all the time. It's because maybe something in there feels a little bit unsafe, or maybe my body's trying to tell me that this isn't the way that I actually work.
Yeah.
And then I got to create a blueprint off of that, so that in future times when something like that pops up again, my body's gonna be like, oh, I remember though how I use this tool.
Yes.
And no shame, no judgment. Like, I'm gonna take a turn from that choice.
Yep. That's been huge for me, is the blueprint aspect of the vault has been huge, because like you just said, the choice points, I feel like I have way more choices, even though all of those choices were always there. My body recognizes the choices now, because there's that even just split second pause where I can be like, wait, I have this tool that I know that my blueprint and my body and my internal compass likes, and I'm gonna use that right now. Oh my God, there's rocks. Okay, hold on. One moment. But I go back to certain tools that I didn't even maybe fully recognize were going to be super useful in the moment that I was maybe facing things, but I was like, or even landing, the landing field, like when you're landing in your body and you're like, okay, what actually helps me regulate right now? I'm like, some of these tools, I'm like, will I actually use it again? Yeah. Yeah, actually a lot. Turns out it gives me that split second like moment to be like, wait, I'm about to circle back and loop again. Do I want to? If I do, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm not going to judge myself for it, but now I feel like I have the split second pause to choose if I want to instead of just doing it. So it's big because then I feel more like a creator, not just like creating projects and businesses, but creator of my reality and my life and the game of life. So that's what I'm super excited about with all this, is like the choice point is there. The blueprint feels like I have more of a choice point that I'm actively doing. Yeah. I'm like, I'm doing it. Here we go. Do we want to run ashore? Maybe that's a choice.
So a big question with that is like, how does that get you closer to what you want in your reality?
Ooh, the receiving. Ooh. So there's a whole field about receiving, and that's what we've been sitting in a hot minute.
It's taking us a minute.
For me, it's gotten me closer, like the blueprint, how I receive specifically. It's like recognizing that all this stuff that I have or I want to receive or whatever is already coming in. It just, maybe I wasn't honoring how my body was taking it in, if that makes sense. Yeah. Like once we were working through the receiving field, I was like, oh, this is already here. I've just been kind of like, no, I have to receive it this way, but that's not how my body wanted to receive it. Like, And so I wasn't looking for the other ways that I take in information and that I take in things. Within the vault, I have a story that I share, stories from the field that we talk about all the time, and I share a little bit about that, and like specifically receiving like friendship and connection. And I was like trying to do it a very like narrow way. I was like, this is how I've always done it, and it like wasn't working. I just kept doing it over and over again. And I talk a little bit in the receiving field, stories from the field, like how I shifted that when we worked that. And I was like, it's made a huge difference, because I'm like, I have now more connections that I'm like spending time with and getting to know and all that stuff. I was like, had I just done that a little bit earlier. It's fine. I'm here now.
Yeah, that's a really good example.
Yeah.
I think the receiving field is such a, I mean, considering all the things that we hear about receiving, and it's always gonna be broken down into like what you feel like receiving is, but from a nervous system, we're interpreting information by the speed of light all the time without it actually going to our brains first in the thought form. Our body's already doing that. So to break it down and understand how you're actually receiving information, how your body's taking that in, what that's looking like, and how it's building capacity for more to come in. Because with the nervous system too, if there's one tiny information that it pulls in that it feels is unsafe, shut down. Like what you want, you no longer have capacity for.
Nope.
Right?
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hello,
things.
goodbye.
But if you understand that, you feel into your nervous system, and you sit with it. What is the meaning it's making of all this information?
Yeah.
And then giving yourself capacity to be able to choose what the meaning is. That allows you to be able to open up the space for so much more.
So much more. Yeah. So much more. I definitely feel, and it's so funny, like going into this, I think I felt like I had a pretty firm grasp on that already, but it's just expanded it that much more.
Right. Yeah.
Like receiving friendship from the ducks. Look. There could have been other ways that I made meaning out of that moment, but
and overall too, with the field itself, with all the field itself, it's really about the wisdom that you already have too. Like we're not asking you to get any more information in there. A lot of us have a bunch of it because we've been all the things, doing all the things, on all the things. And right now this is how do you actually work with that information, and how do you actually work with your own internal information and trust that and go with it so that you can stand in your truth, you can walk in your own freedom, and you can connect and receive in a way that is actually going to be conducive to your own truth.
Yes, trusting your own wisdom. Not Z's, not mine, not anybody else, not any gurus out there.
Nope.
Y'all are fine, lovely, but no. Trusting your own truth.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna go.
time to move.
I mean, honestly, in conclusion, I just want to say, get out and play.
Oh my
God, fun. Do things differently. Run into walls.
Run into banks.
Run into these lovely geese right here.
We're going in a circle. In conclusion,
and be in your truth.
Be in your
Be in your truth, always.
yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Keep it weird.
Keep it weird. Let's go.